Member from Wellington-Halton Hills.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And my question is for the Minister of Health. Idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis is a rare, lethal lung disease. Most people diagnosed with IPF are told that without a double lung transplant, they have between 2 to 5 years to live. However, there's a new drug available which is giving patients like Barbara Skinner of Georgetown hope. Esbriet appears to slow the progression of the disease and provides patients and their families with valuable time together. Last October, Health Canada approved Esbriet for use in Canada. However, it's not covered by OIP currently, and I'm told it costs approximately $3,800 a month, a cost most Ontarians without private drug coverage can't afford. I wrote to the Minister and spoke to her about it on April the 11th in this chamber. I know she's aware of it. What is the Minister doing to ensure that all Ontarians who suffer from IPF have access to Esbriet?
Thank you. Minister.
Well, Speaker, thank you to the member for the question, and thank you to many members who have written me on this particular issue. I know how important it is that when people have an illness and there is a drug that can help them with that we do everything we can to get access to those particular drugs. However, Speaker, there is a process we go through. It is not a political process. It is a process removed from government where an independent panel looks at the drugs, looks at the evidence, and gives advice on whether or not certain drugs should be funded. In this particular case, that process is well underway, Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary, the member from Durham.
Like my colleague, I have also shared information with you from my constituent, Lori Fowler, who is the strongest advocate that I have ever met for her mother, Virginia Curry. Minister, you would know if recently she was diagnosed with IPF, as has been mentioned. Virginia would be an excellent candidate for treatment with Esbriet. Minister, your drug review process in Ontario is broken. It does not take into account the life-threatening risk of IPF and the need to take Esbriet in the mild to moderate stage, early stages of the disease. And Minister, patients simply do not have the time to wait for your bureaucratic review process. In Canada, there are 3,000 deaths per year related to IPF. Esbriet, as well as a promising new drug, Perifidome, have been approved by Health Canada. Why are you not approving this drug for Ontario patients today?
Minister.
Thank you, Speaker. The member opposite knows very well that Health Canada approval does not mean instant approval on our drug benefit plan, Speaker. We do have a process that I have written to these members and others to confirm that this is a drug, that both of these drugs are being reviewed by the independent panel. I think it's important, Speaker, that we take our responsibility very seriously when it comes to putting the process in place and putting the funding in place to back up these drugs, Speaker, particularly for patients with very high drug costs. I am very pleased with the work of the review panel, Speaker. They are doing the very diligence that is required to ensure that the most number of people get access to those drugs that they need, Speaker.
Thank you. New question.